Hello, and welcome all to another episode of the Spooky Spooky Horror Show podcast. I'm your host, Sean. I'm joined by Anthony, and today we're going to be talking about the 2015 sci-fi found footage horror film.
Horror.
Yeah, Area 51.
We have a very big issue with a lot of the movies that we pick about what they consider the genre that they get put in.
Fucking horror.
Horror.
But before we get into that, Anthony, how has your week been?
This is the longest 4-day weekend I fucking had, I swear to God. I feel it just wouldn't end. It wouldn't end. It was slow. There was the worst fucking morale at work. We all just wanted to kill everybody. We're like, oh my God. And it was also like, it's the end of fucking summer, and now it's the hottest it's ever been.
Yeah.
We've had nothing but rain all summer. Now it's like past the 90s, muggy because everything is still wet. Nothing's drying. Everything's still wet.
Poor
and
baby.
we're sitting there. Fuck you, bro. You have the goddamn heat. I would take the heat right now than the fucking mugginess, and vice versa. But listen, I get winter coming up soon, bitch. I can fucking put clothes on.
Winter
so far you could
soon.
Oh yeah, okay. Hopefully you don't have those ones where you lose power in life.
Yeah, I know, right?
Ted Cruz takes a vacation in the fucking Bahamas.
Yeah. This week was only rough because Starfield came out, so I've been playing Starfield. I've been playing a lot of Starfield.
Guys, we really haven't watched this movie much. We both watched it today.
I've seen this movie before. That's obviously why I chose to do it, because I'm kind of a fan of Oren Peli, because I like the Paranormal Activity franchise.
I like both of them actually.
This one I'm kind of like but he also had a TV show, I think, on ABC.
Really?
I don't remember what it was called.
Or is it? It's not Fun Facts. You want me to look it up?
No, it was a found footage-esque show where this guy has like this wilderness show. He like gets lost in the Amazon. It might have even been called Amazon. I'm not completely sure. But yeah, so he goes out, he gets lost, and then his team that produces the show goes to his family and be like, hey, we need to find him, can you come? And then it's them looking for him and like the shit that's happening. It was really cool. It got canceled way too soon.
They all get fucking canceled.
Yeah. Because of Starfield, I didn't really edit. Usually I can get the edit done by Tuesday. I was fighting until Friday to get it done. And then yesterday I render it out. I upload it onto YouTube and
I feel so
Spotify. And then because Spotify is so quick to upload because it's just audio, like you upload it, boom, it's done. You can hit preview to start listening to it as you're typing like up the information for it.
No, really? Jesus.
And as it's playing, like it's in the intro, and the intro is fucked up. Like, what the fuck? So I go back, I listen to it again. I'm like, God damn it. Yeah, so it was like a minute and a half in. So it's like, fuck. So then I open up the file again, I edit a section so it's right, I render it out again. The video takes about an hour and a half to render, and then the audio-only version is like 30 minutes. So I wait for that to get done. I start uploading them again. Again, Spotify is super quick, so I'm listening to it while retyping out the stuff. And I'm like, it went right into it. There was no music. Usually there's like 5 seconds.
A little bit. Of music.
Of like dead air with like not us talking but just music, and then it leads into like hello and welcome all. There was no music, so I'm like, what the fuck? So then I open up DaVinci again and I go to the file, and the music file isn't there because when I first rendered it, after the render I never saved it when I closed it. So it didn't have the intro or the music. So I was like, god damn. So I had to do it all over again. So everything should be up and correct now, but I was just like, God fucking damn it. And I wanted to do the whole time all this is going on was just play Starfield, and I couldn't.
I know!
Because I had to get it fixed.
I just want to fucking get this done. I just need to get this done. And I've only gotten 15-minute chunk done out of an hour and a half. I'm like, I'm nowhere near done.
Yeah, because you're back to
That's my fault. That's my fault. Yes, I am going to be trying heavily so I can help out this. The more I help with my stream will gear me up to do more work for this stream. Yeah. Our main stream. So. Yeah. But oh my god, it's my fault, man. Taking that not doing it for so long. I felt like a fucking idiot. I'm like, I can't X him. He's told me so many times he's gonna get pissed. I'm like, I'm Googling it. I'm gonna Google it.
Well, now it's like I have one of my key bindings set for, I think it's Control B, and it's basically wherever
cut.
Yeah. But usually you can just hit B, find where you want to cut, and click. This is, I just drag, so like as I'm going, because I review it, I review the podcast at two times speed. So whenever I see like dead air chunks, I can just click the side of my mouse and it'll cut, and just do it like that. It makes it so much easier. Like I said, when it comes to editing gets easier the more you do it.
All right, let's get into the one that we're reviewing tonight.
Yeah. It's a movie.
It's not that bad. We've reviewed some real shitters, some real fucking pie holes.
But all right,
Balloon Nine-Ins.
We'll do some production facts. Area 51 is directed by Oren Peli. He's the writer and director of Paranormal Activity, and it's written by both Peli and Christopher Denham. The film stars Reed Warner, Darren Bragg, Ben Rovner, and Yelena Nick. So these are also the character names. Reed, Darren, Ben, and Yelena. Production for the film began in the fall of 2009. However, in April of 2011, CBS Films hired director and actor Christopher Denham to do some rewrites on Area 51. Peli filmed reshoots in August 2013, and Jason Blum stated that the film had finished production and that Peli was tinkering with the film in post-production. On March 14, 2015, Blum confirmed that the film was officially done and would perhaps be released on video on demand, which it ended up being released on video on demand. On April 23, 2015, it was announced the film would open exclusively in Alamo Drafthouse theaters and through video on demand platforms on May 15, 2015. With a budget of $5 million and a box office from limited release of $7,556, what do you think of Area 51?
I feel the loss kind of makes sense.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
it's terrible to say it, but
they did a limited release.
$5 million.
But they also only did a limited release, so it was only in Alamo Drafthouse theaters.
Yeah. So your box office profits you can't go off that really. So
yeah, no regard.
But
$5 million with an M.
With an M, $5 million. I've been to college products film for yes, honestly, $5 million for that. We've rated ones that are 1 star on our seasons, and that had less of a budget that had more graphics than this.
But yeah, what'd you think of it?
Honestly, I this is where we had a small little talk before. Like it's not a bad movie. It's definitely not good at all. Like I'm not gonna say it's good, but it's definitely tolerable to the point where I was invested to watch it. Yeah, like I was invested to watch it. I actually watched it for the first time today because of video games all week distracting us. While editing my stream for the week. So like I'm still watching it, but I could do other things. I'm not invested in it like I was The Void or like The Witch or something like that. But then again, it's still not really bad either.
Yeah, I'm
$5 million. Knowing that though, $5 million, that's some bullshit right there. Somebody was pocketing something.
You see,
where'd the money come for that?
Yeah.
What did you need? Two GoPros? 2 GoPros and you're good? Like what the fuck were you using?
Yeah, I don't think they were using GoPros. There was a scene where they showed it. It was supposed to be like a button cam, but it was a Sony camera. They had nice cameras, and the cameras did all the things. At least I believe that, like, when they go night vision with the camera, that the camera can actually do night vision. You know, as opposed to the Gracefield incident, which is another alien found footage film that shot day for night, but kept filming the bright sunny sky.
Bright sunny. Oh my god!
Like you're like,
fucking
all right,
terrible.
man.
It was a terrible film.
I wonder what the budget was before the rewrites and reshoots.
For this? Well, we don't know about the rewrites and reshoots. How many were there, sir?
I don't know, but he did have to go and things were rewritten, and I don't want to fully shit on it because, like, if they had a way smaller budget when he first filmed it, and then Blum and everyone came in and were like, oh, we're gonna give you this and you have to reshoot stuff, because, like, I'm wondering if the budget went to whatever that office space was that they were in.
Oh yeah,
because like they were running around all that stuff. I doubt they built shit for it. I'm sure it was an actual location that, like, they were using. All the stuff in Vegas, they brought cameras into a strip club. I don't know how much of that was like, hey, we're gonna actually do it.
That was a move. I gotta think
that they got permission or something.
They had to, yeah.
Yeah. They stayed at a Hooters hotel, right?
That's what it looked like, but I've never heard of a Hooters hotel before. So
I've also never been to Vegas, so I don't know. It could have been a thing in 2015 because they were like checking into Hooters, and I'm like, what? And then next thing you know, they're in like the hotel room, so it's like, I don't know. But yeah, $5 million seems like way too much for this. I do wonder how much it made on demand, because I mean they got my fucking $12 and shit, you know.
$12, dude. I only paid $3. Oh, you bought it, buddy?
I bought it. Well, yeah, that's how I get it on.
Homie, I feel fucking bad for you for that.
It'll just be. Hey, you know what? I bought it and it gave me Bullet Train for free, and Bullet Train was a great movie. So. Because
if I remember correctly,
after I bought it, all of a sudden I see Bullet Train. It's like recent purchase. I was like, I did not buy Bullet Train, so I had to look through the thing to see if anyone hacked my shit. No, it's $0. It was given to me for free, so I'm like, all right, good enough. All right, ready for spoiler?
Under really real.
A spoiler.
Am I ready? Plot? Of course I'm ready.
Opens with various friends and family members discussing the disappearance of UFO enthusiast Reed and his friends Darren and Ben while they were investigating Nevada's Area 51 U.S. Air Force Base.
It's all very ironic.
The only people that don't think the disappearance makes sense is Darren's brother and this old white guy. And I think the old white guy is just a UFO enthusiast because he brings up a lot of great points.
He's weird. Yeah, he's weird, but
nobody's talking to them. Whenever they bring stuff up with authorities, they constantly get shut down.
Yep.
And the old guy brings up if they were really trying to break into Area 51, they would have gotten in trouble. They wouldn't have disappeared to a black site. They would have been arrested. There would have been something of it. But there's nothing. And then we get the title card.
I pointed out a little bit further into it. For it to be such a top secret place, you would figure there'd be more people in hallways of you just clocking around and shit looking for shit than just like a single guy with an Austin Power card.
Yeah, no.
Like the little Austin Power card and shit. I was like, what the fuck is that?
Bro, it's so fucking funny. They're like, we're gonna go in at night.
Hilarious.
You think they clock out at like 5?
Yeah, like I was like, what
it's
the
a secret
fuck are you
military
talking
installation that's not really that secret. People are there all the goddamn time. What are you doing? But now we cut to the guys driving to a house party. They're just hanging out. It's a lot of this film, because it's not a found footage where a ton of shit happens. It's like things happen in bursts. And like this is one of those things where it's like
it's suspense more.
They're at a house party and they're getting drunk. They're playing beer pong and shit like that. Reed and Ben make bets that if Reed wins beer pong, then Ben has to go skinny dipping. But originally he was like, no, I want the girl to go skinny dipping, but fine, you can do it too. And then if Ben wins, then Reed has to sing karaoke. Well, Ben wins. Now Reed has to do karaoke. Before karaoke, Ben cockblocks Reed after promising that he wouldn't. During karaoke, Reed mysteriously disappears when power goes out for like a split second. And this to me seems like the laziest way to do an alien abduction. Why just him?
Movie was lazy.
But why just him?
Well, isn't that that's always the question? Why me? Why did I get the probe up my asshole? Why did I get going in?
That's always the question when you're alone.
You mean as in like, why is there a whole group of people in that one person?
There's 30 people in that room, and he's the only person that disappears.
Maybe he was the chosen one. Maybe they wanted to venture his butthole more than the other buttholes. I don't know.
There's no bright light. It's just, it goes dark.
It just goes dark, yeah.
And then all of a sudden the lights come back on, and it's like, oh, he's gone. It's like, so... This is initially what I was thinking, because I'm like, why is it just him? In a room full of 30 people, why is he the only one to be abducted? Or was this all when the lights go out? Was that some sort of a trigger to have him remember what happened, and it sent him into like a state where it's like he was remembering and shit was weird? I don't know, but it turning dark and then all of a sudden the lights come back and he's gone just didn't make sense, because then they spot him. They can't find him, and then Darren is hitting on some girl, and Ben is filming him. And then Darren, while they're doing that, spots Reed standing by trees in the dark while they're outside by the pool.
Yeah.
And then instead of going and checking on him, but then instead of checking up on him, they just go about the rest of their night, and then they leave without him.
Yeah.
So now driving home, Darren and Ben find Reed on the side of the road in like a catatonic state. So it's, when the fuck did this like alien abduction happen? Was it in the house? It
seem like when it was, they were making it seem like he was just there, and there was no light or nothing. It seemed like nothing came in and grabbed him. He just gone.
Yeah,
just gone.
It's like, did it happen twice?
Some Star Trek Spock thing, and I didn't really understand what was the meaning of it. It was very confusing, dude. For $5 million and a rewrite, it kind of sucked.
And Anorigod said he had unique DNA mutations, my favorite conspiracy reasoning, or he was least likely to be noticed. But he was in the middle of singing karaoke, so all eyes were on him. You know, it's just, I don't know. It seems like really lazy. It's like it's kind of the thing like with a lot of these really shitty found footage horror films where it's like you can tell they had a weekend to do this. So they were like, let's just do it on the fly.
Yeah.
And it's like that's what this abduction feels like. For $5 million, there should have been something better. He shouldn't have disappeared at karaoke. Or maybe at karaoke he got super embarrassed and ran outside, and that's when he disappears. Like there's a flash of light. Right? You do flash a light, power goes out,
like electricity. Yeah.
And then something. But this is just, oh, the power went out for a second. Oh, Reed's gone. It doesn't make sense.
So it's some real limp dick vibe on that one. Like I don't know where it was.
Yeah. 3 months later, Reed apparently convinces Darren and Ben to infiltrate Area 51 with them to expose a government cover-up regarding the existence of extraterrestrials. Why?
I don't understand what people's obsession still is with it. Now more than ever, and me and the wife were talking about this, now that they admitted to it so easily, without any kind of rebuttal from it, like, they're out there.
Well, you know why they admitted it?
Because it's a whole smoke and mirror bullshit.
Well, you know why?
Because they got caught.
The dude from Blink-182.
Yes. Oddly enough, yes. That dude's been saying as aliens. He's been trying to expose them for like fucking years.
Here's my thing when it comes to aliens. I 100% believe that aliens exist,
or at least a more intelligent life.
It doesn't even need to. Well, I mean, it would have to be more intelligent if it's doing space travel and stuff. But like, even that, like, I refuse to believe that there isn't life on other planets. There isn't life that can sustain humans on other planets, but to say that in this 100%. Entire solar system we're the only only planet that can have life, that is so narcissistic and flies in the face of everything. So, but then you have the religious people.
The Christians think. Yeah, that's exactly. At least that's what the Christians think.
Yeah, so it's like, no, aliens exist. Whether they've been here, I don't know, because they never said it's aliens. All they said, because they had to change the thing. Now it's what is it, UAP?
Unidentified personnel.
No, it's like unidentified aerial something, because I think it's UAP now. It's not UFO, but it's the same fucking thing. It's an unidentified flying aerial propulsion thing. But it's all the same thing. It's a spacecraft or a craft in the sky, and you don't know how the fuck it works. Like that's all it is. But now my thing is, how did he convince Darren and Ben to go raid a government facility, right?
Honestly, I'm
seems like
thinking back at all of our friendships. That's a huge. Hey man, you want to go do the thing with me?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sorry. I'll admit to it. I don't give a fuck. I've stolen fucking street signs and some stupid shit. Not that.
Yeah, I'm not going to a government facility where they could possibly fucking like shoot me on sight.
Possibly. You were told your whole life that they're hiding this shit. They're gonna fucking kill you.
It's
one would hope.
So it's like, do you think he told them about his possible abduction? Because I don't.
Nobody mentions it.
That's the thing. I don't
think
they've ever explicitly stated he was abducted.
No.
I think he said at some point.
It was a dance about.
Yeah, I think at some point he said he saw a white light, a bright
white light.
It's like, who saw it? Nobody fucking saw this. Like, everyone was there with you. There was no fucking light. But his friends are like, yeah, let's go raid Area 51. And it's like, that doesn't make any sense. It just doesn't. So basically, their best friend has a complete, personality change. And then they're just like, all right, let's go hunt some aliens. Like, for me, it doesn't make sense. But now, while they're packing for Vegas, Ben shows the boys a video he found of what he calls Iraqi insurgents trying to move under the cover of darkness.
Of course.
The insurgents can be seen on a drone camera, and as they're trying to make their way, I think one of them is carrying like an RPG. They're killed by the drone, and that's
it looks like they slid it, like
that's
against the border.
Yeah, and that's when Ben says, "This is what happens when you fuck with the American government. They fuck you up." I don't like Ben.
Ben sounds like a dick in his outright.
But I don't like any of them.
No,
but I especially don't like that.
You don't get any bond with any of these characters.
There's no real bond. They're all assholes. But Ben is just like extra, because like I can understand him showing them the video and being like, "Hey, you think you can sneak onto a government base at night?" It's like, "Oh, they won't see you," but they can. We know that they can. So it's like showing the video and being like, "Dude, they have the technology to see you. Like they're gonna see you." But it's the fact. It's the fact when he went, he was like, "Run, Ahmed, run." It's like that shit's just low key racist, and I'm like, come on, man. I understand
it's easy writing. It's easy writing, man.
It's so stupid. I hate it. They are in Las Vegas. They test out their hidden cameras by sneaking them into a strip club. So, yay, we get to see some boobies.
Some titties.
Also, before they leave, they have like they test out a jammer on Ben while he's trying to make a phone call, and they keep doing that. Yeah. But now it's the next day. Reed meets with his contact Yelena, whose deceased father did extensive research on Area 51, because I think he worked there. Yelena takes the three men to a storage facility to pursue her father's collection of photos, documents, and maps. Father told her that if anything happened to him, to get all of his stuff out and put it somewhere safe. So the day he died, she took all of his stuff out of his house, and 24 hours later, it was raided.
Well,
but the safest, most secret place to hide sensitive stuff is a generic-ass storage unit that's most likely under her name.
It was probably, you know what? You're right.
What I mean?
If like, you were doing that, you more than likely did do it under a family member's name.
That's why I'm like, a lot of this just feels sloppily written. Like he was like he
I'm gonna mix a bunch of stuff together.
He made Paranormal Activity, and they were like, "Hey, we need another one." So he was like, "All right, I got you." And he sat down for a day and he wrote this. And it's like, "Fuck, come on, man, you can do better." Okay, so after that, it's later that day. Reed meets with his contact Norio, who provides some instruction regarding how to sneak into the garden compound. Reed also spots an unmarked plane landing at McCarran Airport. So they head over to the Janet terminal, which stands for just another non-existent terminal, and they wait for the guy that was an Area 51 employee that Yelena's father was following. So they were sitting there waiting for him to leave.
This guy was already like creepy.
Yeah. They trail the guy back to his house. Ben does a terrible job tailing this guy. At some points, he's just right behind him at a red light.
Yeah.
You realize that? Like, that's not tailing.
No, we're tailing him. No, you're not. You're on his ass. You probably should give him a couple feet.
They park and wait across the street and have a good old-fashioned stakeout. After the man leaves, which I feel like the guy's leaving in like the middle of the night, but like he's taking his family out somewhere. So but after he leaves, Reed and Darren sneak into the house. Darren is attacked by the dude's dog and suddenly becomes friends with it after they give it some jerky. That's convenient. They search the house and can't find anything.
Give it a jerky, give it a jerky.
Yeah. They searched the house.
I thought they brought that for that specific reason.
I think they did. Oh no, okay. They didn't. They didn't. That was his jerky, but he told, no. That was just like he had the jerky still on him. And I do like that they don't bandage his arm or anything. You realize that? He was attacked by a dog. The dog was attacking his arm. They don't wrap it, clean it, they don't do anything. It's like, all right, man. Eventually, the man and his family come home, forcing Reed and Darren to hide. After everyone falls asleep, they find and steal the man's security card for the base. Reed also takes a bottle of cologne with the man's fingerprint on it, and they escape the house undetected. Ben rightfully flips the fuck out on him for breaking and entering, theft, home invasion, the whole fucking everything, the whole rap sheet. Reed, Darren, and Ben decide to move their operation to a trailer in the desert so that it's closer to the base. On the way, Reed tries calling Yelena, but there's no answer. The next morning, the guys wake up in a car and find Reed standing at the side of the highway as big rigs speed by. Again, this is fucking weird. This is not a thing that should be happening.
And they give you nothing to get an idea of what's going on or why it's even happening.
And Darren is all like, "Oh no, whatever, man." But Ben is like, "You need to talk him out of this. Like, we can't do this. You need to talk him out of this." But Ben's,
shit's going on. You'd make like, illegal shit's going on. You're gonna get fucking worse and worse.
Yeah.
You're only digging a bigger hole.
Yeah. After settling in at the trailer, the guys head over to an Area 51 inspired restaurant where they interview various locals about aliens and government conspiracies. There is nothing I hate more than conspiracy theorists. I hate them.
You mean the tinfoil hat people?
Just listening to them, I feel like I lost brain cells. Obviously, some conspiracies have merit, because they're based on logic and available information. But then you get into like this batshit crazy shit where it's like, there's no information. There's nothing that can back this up.
This is literally like, giving me nothing to warrant belief.
The pod people. Oh, the pod people. It's like, where's the evidence of the pod people? Well, look how they're acting. That's not evidence. They're just acting weird. Maybe they had an aneurysm and their brains fucked up. Look at Mitch McConnell.
Oh my god, I cannot wait. I cannot wait.
It's like, all of a sudden he's like, yeah, I just... It's like, all right, man.
Fucking looks like a goddamn dying turtle. Oh,
like, god damn it, man. But asshole. I do hold them, like those conspiracy theorists, in the same thing. They're just as bad as flat earthers. It's just sorry. Oh, it's just
I loved watching that documentary about them trying to disprove round Earth, and then they just proved it, and they're like, no. They're like, this is your science. This is what you said would prove you right.
It's like,
we didn't make up the test.
Yeah.
It was like at the end of the movie, and I'm like, this is it was so fucking boring, and I got it all the way to the end, and the best part was the ending when they're like, but we didn't make these tests, you did, and it proved you wrong.
Yeah.
And they were just pissed.
We also meet a man named Glenn. He's another contact who guides the trio to the border around Area 51. He shows them some motion sensors all around the perimeter that are on public land that shouldn't be there. He also tells them about the men in the white Jeep Cherokee that are always on the ridgeline. While taking a picture by the Area 51 sign, I think it's like the tourist sign that's like usually there. Some dude drives up to them. He's clearly a government employee because he's constantly trying to hide his face the entire time. So he was just there to get a license plate, but, you know. Outside their trailer, this entire time, there's been an old dude just sitting there with binoculars. They decide to go talk to him, and then he flips out on them, saying, "You think I want to be here? They make me sit out here." Who? Government?
Hell, yeah.
The aliens? Like, who? What?
Who's making you be there? No one. It's just that tinfoil fucking hat just tight.
So I love that Ben is just like, sorry, I'm sorry, and he just walks away. He's like, sorry I did that.
And I didn't mean for this to happen.
Reed, Darren, and Ben return to their trailer to find the door open, like it's not locked, and they find Yelena inside waiting for them. Yelena insists on joining the men when they break into the base. I understand her wanting to go.
Yeah.
It has to do with her father. The rest of them, I don't get it. Like, she's clearly using them as a way to get in to figure out why the fuck her father was killed, or I think he committed suicide. So her wanting to go makes sense.
Got killed by the CIA.
Yeah, so it's like her going there makes sense, but them I just don't know. Reed outfits everyone with Freon suits to throw off the thermal sensors, and they take pills to drop their ammonia levels. Okay.
Yeah, I was saying that. Well, what about their base? I mean, the ammonia helps lower it. The mask is supposed to lower. Well, okay.
I think the mask.
I figure it would give off heat off your base.
Yeah, the mask helps with the Freon shit, and then I think the pills that they're just shoveling are for ammonia. Ben spots an old man sneaking around the car while they finalize their plans. He tells Reed, but Reed doesn't care. They decide to leave, and Ben says he's not going. He's not going to go unless Reed tells him why this is so important. Apparently, he did tell them what happened at the party. He saw a white light, and now he's drawn to this site. But why aren't you telling us, the viewer?
Yeah,
what the fuck happened?
We're the ones that know, like, we're the ones that get the foreshadow, because, you know, you got nothing to lose to tell us. Yeah, we didn't hear anything up until this point.
And it's like, even if you're not going to tell us, you should have showed us. Him just disappearing at a party doesn't say, like, oh, it's alien. That's not what that does. So, again, it just doesn't make sense to me if the alien, if at this point, because, again, he doesn't say he's abducted. He said he saw a white light.
A white light.
So, this could be the alien at the facility, like, reaching out, trying to get people to come to break out or something like that. It's like, at this point, we don't know.
Coming to get you, Barbara.
But again, if this is the alien reaching out from the site, why did it only, like, reach in and grab the mind of this one dude at a party when there's 30 people around? Wouldn't it make more sense as an intelligent life form to grab as many as possible to get them all to come? Like, that, to me, just seems like more, but whatever.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. Something's not adding up.
Ben drops everyone off at the border. We then get a sequence that goes on, in my opinion, for far too long, but it ends with Reed, Darren, and Yelena sneaking into Area 51. They easily get into the base. They do a bunch of random walking around the halls and shit, almost get spotted a couple of times. and they eventually make their way to strange holding cells and liquid tanks, which there's nothing in it, so it just doesn't make sense.
It, but you didn't see
yeah,
anything.
but we should have seen something. They also discover a specimen lab. Yeah, they also discover a specimen lab filled with alien blood samples and UFO artifacts that react violently to their presence. They also come across a room that houses a flying saucer. The craft reacts to Reed's touch, I guess because he was abducted, even though I'm still not clear he was even abducted. Reed and Darren climb the stairs to the top of the ship, and there's a hole. Reed climbs in. The second he gets in, that hole closes, and inside he's able to manipulate the ship and make it like translucent.
Turn on and shit.
Yeah, like he's able. Yeah, I don't think fully turn on, but I think he's able to like interact with it enough to like make it do stuff. So the ship is soundproof, and he makes it like translucent on the inside, so it kind of looks like a one-way mirror, I guess.
Kind of like how the Predator.
Yeah. So a lot of these things say that this is like him being able to do stuff, and the ship reacting to him would be because of biometric technology, stating that he had been sort of on the ship before.
Ah, yeah. He's left an imprint.
So for me, what like this ends up becoming was this ship just caught? Like it abducted Reed, and then
I feel like it was
they caught it.
It's been here for a while.
Yeah. So then does this mean that they let the alien go out gallivanting, just taking people?
Probably.
Right? Like, because otherwise it's like, how does this ship know Reed if like 3 months ago he was taken? Like it doesn't make sense.
I think he dragged his dick along some of the controls and got some DNA out there.
They try to get into another area, but an alarm sounds, and Darren is separated from Reed and Yelena. Darren is pursued by guards when the alarm sounds start to go off, and then Reed and Yelena find an underground tunnel littered with children's clothes, blood, and various personal items belonging to humans, as well as a strange pod.
Freaking out there.
Yeah, as well as a strange pod housing unidentified life forms. As some kind of creature begins stalking them, Reed and Yelena like enter a hatch to escape.
It sounded stupid.
Because you don't really see anything. Like the entire
And it sounded moist. It kind of sounded like it moved around moistly.
Yeah. I thought at first it was like a Venom symbiote thing. Like he was probed by the actual alien. Yeah. It's like, I don't know, man. An alien hybrid is now loose in the compound and attacks the guards who corner Darren. Darren hides under a table, but the alien easily finds him and throws the table across the room. Darren eventually escapes the aliens and the facility by just like getting out and just walking along. Everyone else is there fucking being evacuated. Reed and Yelena are pulled by some invisible force into a bright white room housing alien cocoons. Yelena is mysteriously transported down a hall and Reed runs after her. He ends up finding her standing in a trance just before both of them are pulled into the air aboard a spaceship in the sky. Darren runs into the desert and finally finds Ben. So I like how he's not even giving a shit about these motion sensors in the ground. No, he's not caring about his friends, but he's also not giving a shit about the motion sensors in the sand. He's just running.
Those old-ass ones that they found? Yeah, no.
Yeah.
There's no reason.
Ben is freaking out.
Either way, you're gonna die.
Yeah, Ben is freaking out and keeps asking what happened, but Darren just tells him to drive. It's at this point, why does Darren's acting suddenly take a nosedive here?
Maybe he was fed up with the film. Maybe that 5 million wasn't going all the right way.
Because, okay, I think this is the time we pull up the,
I don't know, man. Just try to do. Was chasing me. They're behind. The alarm went off and started getting chased, and so we split up. We were there. We made it
to the base.
We made it to the lower levels, and
okay. So you heard him?
Yeah.
Okay. Now you have his voice in your head, right?
No. No. She wasn't ready. She wasn't
ready. I love that one.
Tell me that is not the exact same voice.
That whole line? I can see the similarities.
Right? It's like
maybe he got a muse from that whole entire thing.
We got separated. It's like, what are you doing? As soon as he started talking like that, I'm like, why is he doing Kevin Hart's like weird nerd voice? Like, you know, like why is he doing that?
But I do see what you're saying though.
Right? Because it's like he's talking like a normal person, and then all of a sudden his voice turns into that. I'm like, what the fuck is happening? But Ben is driving down the road until the car just suddenly breaks down, and Darren wants to know, why is it doing that? And then a bright light appears.
Why the fuck? Yeah, if I knew, why the fuck wouldn't I have it fixed already?
A bright light appears in the daytime sky. Darren, for some reason, runs out of the car. I don't understand why he's doing that.
Because we do stupid shit like this.
Yeah, I'm like,
I don't get
that's
it.
not. But he runs out and then gets grabbed. Darren is pulled in the air as Ben screams for him to get back in the car. Suddenly,
Yoink!
the roof of the car is ripped off, exposing Ben to the white light.
Naturally.
Ben tries to resist, holding onto the car until he is also pulled aboard the ship. In a post-credit scene...
Everyone's dying.
This is where you think it ends. You get all the credits, but then in a post-credit
Yeah.
scene, the old man with binoculars stumbles across Reed's camera, and that is the end of Area 51. That was quick. Fun facts! When the undercover agent approaches them claiming to be a tourist, there is a chest-level GoPro shot with all 3 men in frame, and no 4th man to film it.
Yeah, that's weird.
At one point, the characters use Freon to mask their body heat wearing bodysuits and masks. Freon is a deadly gas that even a short amount of direct exposure or inhaling it can lead to brain damage and death. Even though they take like the mask off, the amount of Freon would kill them and be absorbed through the skin as well. This one is just towards the end, the scene where Reed finds Yelena. It's super close to like the original Blair Witch Project in 1999 when Heather finds Josh standing in a corner. When the 3 friends make it to Las Vegas, they meet up with their contact at a diner/restaurant that's supposed to be in Vegas. If it looks familiar, it's because this restaurant is in dozens of movies, TV shows, and ads. Its real name is Dinah's Family Restaurant, located at 6521 South I Can't Pronounce That Boulevard in Los Angeles. Monk, Nicolas Cage's film Next, Pulp Fiction, Numbers, and tons of others have been filmed there. And then last thing, the Las Vegas TV reporter George Knapp has an uncredited appearance in the beginning of the film. Knapp became known nationally in the late 80s by reporting the story of Bob Lazar, who claimed to have worked on extraterrestrial UFOs at the secretive Area 51 S4 section. And that is all I got for fun facts. But that's it.
What do I think? I gotta put my thinking cap. I gotta like my thinking cap. Sorry. Well, I do like the way it was shot. It has a jumble around, over the shoulder, gritty look to it, and that we both like that found footage look. But what the fuck were we looking at the whole time we watched it? Like, dude, I really don't understand.
I don't
where they were going. And I watched all of the X-Files growing up. I've seen all the X-Files movies. I used to love UFO movies. I loved it because it's usually suspenseful. It's thriller. You don't usually see gore or anything. But they didn't have anything. There was nothing in it. Whatever that weird scene with that moist-sounding slapping that I guess it was running down the hallway.
Yeah, because I think they ended up in like a the white room was wet or something like that.
The white room, she goes, ew, in the tube. And I thought it was going to be blood, but really it just looks like alien jizz in a pipe. So, getting piping, I don't know. So, it was very awkward. It was, for $5 million? Really? This is what you got for $5 million?
Yeah, I could have shot this film for fucking 700,000. There you go.
I could have taken a 5-day week off of work and got paid for those 5 days and made money while making the film.
Yeah.
For less money and made a profit.
Yeah.
Like, it's not great. Don't pay for it. That's my thing. Don't pay for it. If it's on, it is nothing compared to the House October build or not LLC.
Hell House.
Hell House LLC.
Yeah.
The first and the third, not the second one. But I'd watch it again. Like I said, I had it on editing, and most of the time you gotta kind of pay attention to editing, and I was still able to watch it and follow. Well, following's a very operative word with it, but get what was going on per se. You had a lot of opportunities to make it a really good like thriller, maybe like jump scared more. There should have been more like suspenseful moments.
Yeah. It's just it's a problem I have with
$5 million?
Yeah, it's a problem I have with most found footage films that they don't there's a whole lot of nothing going on. Nothing that like moves the plot in a direction. And this movie has a lot of just dead space. Like why was there so much time spent crawling through the desert to get to Area 51? Like I just don't care. I don't care.
They could have edited a lot of that out.
When he runs up, like when they're walking around and then he runs up to go disable one of the things, like the dude with the camera just stands there and films him from far away. So it's like you're missing out on what he's doing. And then like the helicopter flying over and it's like they all lay down and while they're laying down, like, I think it looked like it was like a coral snake is like crawling around and like going towards one of them. Was that supposed to be
That's an
scary?
opportune time. That's
But is that
you
supposed
should
to
have
be
had him
scary?
jump,
Because
move around,
they-
grab their mouth. Shoot, don't say nothing.
But they
Suspense
all
people.
have suits on. Like the snake can't get into
Oh,
the
those suits, yeah. That's true.
So
Then zip her up.
it's like, what's the point of being scared? So I don't know. It's like I told you last week, this film is gonna be a film that you're just like, yeah, I'd watch it again. I'd put it on in the background. It's like it's
good background movie.
It's I would give this like a 2.
2?
Because I feel like anything higher, like
I feel like we've rated a lot worse, more than a 2.
Yeah, but it's like I'm thinking about it.
2.5.
2.5. I'll put it up.
If you can't go 3, 2. Okay.
I could do 3.
Like
it's a film
that bad
and everything.
It's
I mean,
I'm hoping it's a film.
Yeah, it's like, I mean, it's a film. But yeah, like I don't know, man. I've seen this a lot of times, and I think the past 2 days I've seen it like 3 times alone. And like it was just getting to the point where I've watched it so much that now I'm just
It's boring, right?
Yeah, it's boring because nothing really happens. Nothing really happens
You don't
until
get
the end. There could have been more shit with like government agents, because clearly I have a feeling that old guy with the binoculars is working for the government, because like he's like looking at their shit and he's like keeping an eye on them, and I feel like he should have they should have been like
more standoffish with them.
Yeah, like I feel like they should have been following him
Apprehensive.
since the beginning. Like,
Oh, and then gave him a backstory?
yeah. This way, it's like, at least it's like, oh, well, the government knows that he's looking for this because he was fired and they found all these UFO fucking photos on his thing. So it's like, okay, that would make sense, but this is just like, hey, it's a bunch of buddies going on a road trip to go raid Area 51. Oh, and some chick joins them. Haha, awesome. And it's like, all right. Then you could have cut out all the beginning and just had this entire thing take place at Area 51, but I want to see... Let me click Darren again. So it's an 1.5-hour film.
It's fucking long, dude. I'll be honest.
They...
It was longer than what I thought it was gonna be. So everybody, I'm sitting here and I'm watching it, okay? And I see that he's on Discord. And I'm watching it and I'm editing. I'm like, alright, it really isn't that bad. So I go to start typing to him. Like, I was gonna be like, hey, for what I've watched, it's not that bad. Thinking I've watched like for half an hour, 45 minutes. The wife goes, well, how long have you watched? It was 10 minutes. I was like, that is not good. that is, the time lapse does not work for that.
Yeah, so...
She's like, is it really that good then? I was like, you kind of got a point there. It's not.
Yeah. It's an 1.5 hour long. They don't get inside the base
Like an hour.
Until 54 minutes in. It's like...
Like I said, it's a lot of wandering.
Yeah, like you could have done better. Yeah. Like we said, it's a movie. I would 2 because nothing happens, but Anthony.
I'll give it a
brings up
2.5 only because it wasn't that bad.
Yeah, Anthony brings up a point that it's not worse than like the Gracefield incident.
Gracefield, oh my god, Gracefield.
So
worse.
at least when they filmed like at night, they filmed at night. When they used night vision, they used real night vision and shit.
Yeah.
It's like, okay.
It wasn't a day one with a filter that makes it look like night.
But next week we have
What's
Bad
the gem?
Candy. So we are gonna play that trailer right now.
Oh, that movie's dynamite.
But yeah, that's next week. And those who don't know, who is Corey Taylor?
He is the lead singer of, I think, the 1998? Well, I don't know, but lead singer of Slipknot. He is also the lead singer of Stone Sour.
And Zach Galligan is the dude from Gremlins.
Yes, right?
Yep. Yeah.
That is who I thought that was. I haven't seen that.
I don't know who any of the other people that and this guy, I'm like, I don't know who the fuck you are. But that is it for this week's Spooky Horror Show.
Spooky Horror.
I am exhausted. I am still hungry.
So am I.
But thank you for stopping by, and we will see all of you next week. Bye.
Time.